If you haven't already, then be sure to check out my review of Dragon Ball Super episode 56, because there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this episode review, so if you haven't checked that one out first, I'd recommend you do so. Dragon Ball Super episode 56 ended with a huge cliffhanger, so huge in fact, that so many Dragon Ball fans were looking forward to episode 57, and that cliffhanger is exactly where this episode picks up from. We see Goku Black standing next to Zamasu, looking all evil and twirling their evil mustaches. Okay, that didn't really happen, but they're standing there very menacingly, and Goku's like, wow, Zamasu, I didn't know you were allies with Goku Black. And then Zamasu's like, we're not allies, we're more like kindred spirits. Then Goku just kind of goes like, either way, you're still my enemy, and I have to stop you. And he flies in for an attack, but Zamasu blocks that shit. And then that's when Goku realizes that Zamasu's ki, or Zamasu in general, feels different from the last time they fought. And, Zamasu ends up holding up his own against Goku as they're fighting. Vegeta tries to get up, but he doesn't have the energy to do so, and he basically passes out. Goku and Zamasu are fighting, and eventually Goku Black ends up joining the fray, and it becomes a 2-on-1 assault. This happens until Trunks hops in and basically stops Black from attacking, and it becomes a tag team matchup, so to speak, with Goku and Trunks taking on the team of Zamasu and Black. So this fight mainly consists of Goku and Goku Black fighting one another, and Zamasu fighting against Trunks. And what we get from this is that Goku Black was able to learn the instantaneous movement, or instant transmission for a lot of you other Dragon Ball fans out there who don't know that the real name is, of course, instantaneous movement. But whatever, you can call it whatever you want to call it. It's basically personal preference. But Goku Black was able to learn this technique, and he basically sent Goku straight into the ground. While all this is happening, Zamasu and Trunks are fighting each other, and Zamasu ends up getting stabbed by Trunks' sword. But Zamasu just pulls that right out of his chest and looks at Trunks. He's like, you think that was gonna work? This causes Trunks to back up a little bit, and then he ends up hitting the final flash on Zamasu. How did Trunks learn the final flash? I don't know, he just has it, I guess. He just knows how to do it, so it's like, whatever. It's kind of like future Gohan doing the Makanko Sappo, or Special Beam Cannon, in the History of Trunks special. That final flash that Trunks did to Zamasu does no damage to Zamasu. Speaking of no damage, when he got stabbed earlier and pulled that sword out of his chest, that wound healed right on the spot. And Trunks was just as confused as I was watching. I'm like, oh, well, so is he immortal, or can he just heal on the spot, or, nothing's really explained. Zamasu says he's immortal, but I have no idea, really, at this point. We need more exposition! But Goku lands, and he basically goes, so, your attacks aren't doing anything, huh? And Trunks is like, nope. And Zamasu's all like, well, Goku, Trunks, it's time for you both to endure your punishment. And they turn around and they see Goku Black is firing his Kamehameha. And as they're about to run away, Zamasu comes in and puts both of them in a headlock. And here I am thinking, speaking of instantaneous movement earlier, why didn't Goku just use that to get him and Trunks out of there? And Zamasu holds him there, and they get obliterated by this Kamehameha, to where they can't move at all. Goku Black and Zamasu are about to finish them off with this ki blast, where they combine both of their little ki blasts into one gigantic blast, and as they're about to send it down onto Trunks and Goku, another ki blast just comes firing in, and you look over, and it's Vegeta. Vegeta was somehow able to get up, go Super Saiyan Blue, fire a ki blast, and then pass out again. Man, Vegeta, you the real MVP. You the real MVP, man. Respect. That was pretty much a diversion, because Goku Black and Zamasu took their eyes off of Trunks and Goku, and when they look back, they see that they're both gone. And we're shown Yajirobe literally dragging them by their shirts to a safe place. And, Trunks is like, well, what about my dad? And Yajirobe's like, kid, I can only carry so much, okay? Kind of a really humorous scene. It's even more humorous just seeing Yajirobe doing stuff. And then we're taken back to where Zamasu and Goku Black are once again going to try and finish off Vegeta. But then the resistance, Mai's resistance, they fire in, I guess, tear gas, and this causes Zamasu and Goku Black, these godlike beings, to retreat. Tear gas of all things. Mai ends up getting Vegeta out of there and takes Vegeta to Goku and Trunks. And she pulls out a capsule, throws it down on the ground, and it's the time machine. She ends up putting Trunks Goku and Vegeta in the time machine, and she's in there for a moment. She sets up the time machine and she gets out, and Trunks is just in there wondering why didn't you come with us, and basically Mai just says, he's the only one that has to survive. So Trunks, Vegeta, and Goku end up going back to the past, and Zamasu and Goku Black are like, those damn humans, but then Zamasu's like, oh, well, they'll be back, I'm sure of it. We go back to the past, and they fall out of the time machine, and Trunks is, Kid Trunks, I should say, is losing his mind, like, oh no, Dad, please be okay, and then Bulma comes out, and then Kid Trunks is like, Mom, look at Dad. Then she sees Vegeta, and she just flips. She's like, what? I flip too if I saw my spouse with a gigantic stab wound in their chest. So then we cut to Universe 10, I would assume, where Gowasu's watching the fight between Goku and Hit from the Universe 6 tournament on TV. But then Gowasu says he's watching GodTube. And I'm thinking, GodTube? What? Gowasu ends up making a little joke saying he wants to become a GodTuber. And I'm just thinking, please stop, please. I just don't like this terminology in Dragon Ball. Just stop, please. He's telling all this to Zamasu. And Zamasu ends up noticing Goku having this familiar key to that of gods. And Zamasu just can't believe it. Then he notices the Super Dragon Balls, and he asks Gowasu, what planets are those? And he's like, those aren't planets, those are Super Dragon Balls. And then Zamasu ends up trying to find out more about the Dragon Balls, and he finds out, they can grant any wish. Then he goes to Lord Zuno, and for those of you who don't know, Lord Zunu was the person that Bulma and Jaco, the Space Patroller, went to in order to get information about the Super Dragon Balls in the anime. And the episode ends with Zamasu going to her place and demanding that she tell him every single detail about these Super Dragon Balls. Man, what a packed episode. This episode probably had one of the best animated fight scenes in all of Dragon Ball Super, arguably, because oh my god. Sometimes the character models looked a little off at times, but oh my god, that animation was really fluent. It kind of felt like watching One Piece in a way, where the body parts are really jagged and stretched, but in a way that really benefited this fight scene. There was a brand new music piece in here by Sumitomo that I haven't heard before, and I really enjoyed that. So overall, this episode was really good. I was expecting a little more, but what I got, I'm satisfied with. I was expecting more story, but what I got was a action fest, and that's okay too. Because this action fest was handled well, unlike some of the earlier Dragon Ball Super episodes that were kind of cringy at times. But this episode knew exactly what it was doing and what it was trying to pull off. Basically showing that the main villains are too strong for our main characters to handle, and that they need to live to fight another day. Overall, I really enjoyed the episode, and I look forward to episode 58, because according to the episode preview, it looks like Zamasu's going to get his hands on these Super Dragon Balls. Now, what could he possibly wish for? Well, we're gonna have to find out next time on Dragon Ball Super. This is Gojira 2012 saying farewell for now.